Hey everyone, welcome back to Ridgewood Apiary. We just want to do a quick inspection today. We want to make sure that they have some pollen coming in and also some capped honey, because March is actually the month that they could potentially die of starvation. I have a friend who is just flying around me right now and kind of caught me off guard. Let's get started. One of the things I actually need to do is repaint pretty much the entire hive body because, well, I'm an idiot, which is basically the mantra of this channel, I think. Pretty much what I did is, instead of actually painting this like I was supposed to with an exterior latex based paint, I decided that I wanted to use spray paint because in my mind that's cheaper, it's faster, when in actuality now I'm sitting here having to repaint it all over again. I have already painted the screen bottom board, and I have a replacement honey super for each hive that I am going to put on today. But I still need to do my deeps and potentially even my little bee attic I've got going on up here. So let's take a look and see what the girls have been up to. Okay, so one of the things I'm noticing is they are building up. You can see some fresh white comb right here that they are using to actually connect the top of the frame to the bottom of my inner cover that I had on. Not a problem there. All we're going to do is scrape some of that off, and I'll actually save this and melt it down at the end of the season and try to make some beeswax out of it. So hopefully you can see her. That is a worker bee. Not quite sure how old she is, but you can tell she's being really gentle with me right now. Even though I'm wearing gloves, she's just kind of checking me out. Nothing crazy. So right now the bees are actually packing it with pollen. Hopefully you guys can see it. There's all kinds of different colors in there, yellows, some like greenish color. They're doing that in the honey super, which is telling me that they might be out of room down below. So that's one of the things we need to check on. So we have our first queen. You can kind of see her there, that blue dot on her. She is up in the honey super right now, which I'm not a fan of, because that means it's taking away space from, well, the nectar. But this is something that is okay for right now. We'll rectify this. Basically what I'll do is I'll wait for her to move back down low. We do have a couple of cooler nights coming up, but once she moves back down low, I will put a queen excluder in so she can't come back up. One of the good things about finding the queen so early is we can actually put her in a queen cage. You can see her in here now. And this allows me just to make sure that she's out of the way and I can actually work the hive a little bit faster. I don't have to be quite as careful because now I know where my queen is and I won't squish her. All right, final brood box. We've got some more comb built on top. I've seen a lot of like wonky comb is what I'm calling it, where it's just built sideways or it's built comb on top of comb, which I really don't want. This does tell me that they are ready for this nectar flow, or at least getting ready for it, by adding more space for nectar and more space for new bees. So that's good. All right, so what we're looking at right here is all capped brood. So this is in my bottom box, which is where I want her to lay, and she is definitely laying down there. You can see it's on both sides, pretty solid pattern. I imagine these are actually going to emerge here soon, because it looks like there's already a few of them that have emerged. So we're going to have a little bit of a population explosion soon. All right, so the sun's starting to set, so I need to actually work a little bit faster. It's going to get in the 50s tonight, but which isn't too bad for the bees, but I don't want to push it. So I want to make sure that they are able to retain as much heat as possible, so I'm definitely going to be moving through this one. Last box. Let's hope she's down here, because if she isn't, I don't know where she is. I'd at least like to see some signs of her, some eggs or something. I've seen a lot of capped brood, but haven't really been able to see any eggs. Okay, so there's some young larvae which means she could have been here as recent as like 4 days ago. Trying to find some eggs. That's what I really want to see. Alright, eggs. Or what I really want to see is a queen. That would be amazing. And the good news is she is right here. Wow. That is excellent. She is alive and well. Her mark is coming off though, so I want to try and catch her real quick, and we are going to remark her because it is almost impossible to see her against all these other bees. So this is actually how we mark the queens. I catch them in their queen clip and kind of drop them in here. My one concern for her is that she's actually very small. You can see her trying to get out. I honestly don't know if she's going to last that long. I still want to mark her just to make it easier to identify her. But she is way too small. So my hope is, now imagine what we'll end up seeing is that she will be requeened, or this hive will be requeened at some point in time. I'm going to take a little bit of this paint right here in this paint pen, and I put it on. She's got a little bald spot behind her head that I tend to put them on. In this case, I didn't do that great of a job. It got all on her wings and all that, but like I said, I don't know if she's going to last too long into this year. Just because of her overall size, and that was one of my issues going into the winter was her size too. So she did make it through the winter, which is amazing. Okay, so I'm actually going to call it right there because they're getting a little aggressive. With it being later in the day, more bees are coming back in, which the older bees tend to defend the hives a little bit more, and we're getting some of the older bees in. So I'm going to call it right there and get this hive back together. That's cool. So right now in my hand, that's the queen bee. That's cool. All right, so overall that was a pretty good inspection. A lot of that wacky comb in both hives. Got to see both queens. Both queens are also laying. I am still concerned about the queen in the second hive just because she is so small. I don't know. We did that split back in like July of last year, so it's possible that instead of her being a good quality queen, she was just whatever the hive could produce at that point in time. So I wouldn't be surprised if she gets superseded and we have a new queen in that hive at some point in time. The bees started off really calm. I did have one kind of get in my face whenever I was filming the intro, and the reason I've moved spots is I had another one get really in my face again, and I had to move. So I'm not quite sure what's up with that. That might be the outtake. Other things I've learned is this stupid cord right here has got to go. So expect to see a wireless mic next time, because I pulled over that camera multiple times. Hopefully the sound's working still. Whenever I was having to move because the bee was in my face just now, it got caught on a root, and it's just, man, invest in good quality equipment. With that being said, hey, thank you so much for watching me. Please make sure that you like, share, comment, subscribe. If you have any ideas for outros, little catchphrases, if you have any ideas for names for the queens, I do have 2 names for them already, but One's Maya, one's Gaia, and that gets really confusing for me. So I think it's time to maybe change up those names. So if you have any ideas for that, go ahead and comment down below. Make sure you visit our Instagram, which is at Ridgewood Apiary. Check us out on Facebook, which is at Ridgewood Bees. And I'll see you next time. Take care. And we want to make sure that they have some capped honey as well. Scared me. I forgot my smoker.